Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed Ali. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight on our Fire Friday, Real Talk, Real Relationship segment. Go on your Facebook account, type in Real Talk with Saieed, like our page, and share our page. Viewers, Trinidad and Tobago and viewers of the Caribbean, they find a special seat to sit on our Friday night segment. So before we go any further, share our live stream on Facebook, go on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and share our live stream on YouTube also. Because everybody is locked on to Real Talk with Saieed Ali on a Friday night. So remember, share our live stream, our relationship night tonight, share the live stream. Let thousands of people know around the globe that the only relationship show to watch on a Friday night is on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. So viewers, we have a continued discussion from our previous show. Remember, I asked of you, men, how do you know when your woman is satisfied? So tonight now, like I said I would reverse the question tonight. Ladies, how do you know when your man is satisfied and comfortable with you? This is what I'm asking you tonight. It is our relationship segment on Friday night right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host. Feel free to call in 238-6716. I want to hear the ladies tonight. Oh, I want to hear the man tonight. Man, do your woman make you feel comfortable? So I want to hear all you tonight. Feel free to call in. Saieed, my wife does comfort me. I am comfortable with my wife. I am contented with my wife. Feel free to call in. Feel free to call in. Tonight we asking that. On our previous Friday, I ask the ladies. I asked the men. But last week, more women than man called in. So we're reversing the question tonight. We're reversing the question tonight. And I want to find out, ladies, how do you know if your man is satisfied and contented? Because we have a lot of men outside here who is not satisfied, who is not contented, who is not happy, but they are still in the relationship. We have any like that watching on tonight? So ladies, can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference? How many women are there looking on to Real Talk with Saieed tonight on our relationship segment and could actually say, yes, Saieed, my man is comfortable with me, or my boyfriend is comfortable with me. Vice versa tonight. 238-6716, Friday night, Real Talk, Real Relationship segment tonight. You know, for the last couple of Fridays, since we launched this show, we've been getting feedbacks from locals and foreigners, even people of the Caribbean. Saieed, best show on a Friday night. Best show on a Friday night. We're only dealing with the males and we're dealing with the females. We're dealing with the relationship. We're dealing with how to keep the relationship spicy, how to keep it bubbly. How many of you, woman, could say your man are contented and satisfied with you? Last week we had a wonderful show. A wonderful, wonderful show. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir.
My dear, how do you know if your man is contented and satisfied and happy with you?
Sir, once a month, lie down, sleep in your arm.
And we're not hearing you clearly.
Once you lie down and sleep in your arm.
We're not hearing you, caller. If you could call back and you get through, We will take the call. But how do you know that, ladies, that your men are comfortable and satisfied? What inspires you to know that? What gives you the encouragement for you to know that? This is what I want to know from you. This is what I want to know from you tonight. You see, I don't ever do a show with one party alone. I don't do that. I don't do that at all, at all. I'm going to tell you something. One of the #1 show in Trinidad and Tobago is on a Friday night. Right here on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. Hundreds of thousands of people locked on to Synergy from 7 to 8 p.m. They may not call in, but they are listening attentively on how to spice up their relationship, what to try, what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And this relationship, let me tell you something, the ratings it's getting from people, and the kind of calls I just be getting from people like Saieed, one of the best shows ever come out in Trinidad and Tobago is that Friday night show. It's our Friday night show. Call her good night.
Good night.
My dear, how do you know that your man is satisfied and contented?
Because anything I tell him to do, he just do it. Anything I want, he just gives me.
So that will give you the sense of idea that he's contented and he's happy.
Yeah, he always told.
Thank you, my friend. So we have one viewer, one caller that's saying, whatever she tell him to do, he just do it. Whatever working for her, well, it's working for her. So I want to hear from you tonight on our relationship segment tonight, right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Give us a call, 238-6716. Ladies, how do you know that your men are contented and satisfied and happy? How do you know that? We have many men in relationship presently. They are not comfortable. They are not happy. They are not satisfied. But yet, they are there. So how does the female now know what is going on with him? Caller, good night.
Good night.
My dear, tell us your story.
My story is having a nice relationship with my husband.
But how do you know he's happy with you?
Well, I married very young and I know how to take care of my husband. I have a good home, a decent home, have it clean, have good cook good food. And he know that he has to be satisfied and have me up and love me up and say, do a good job and I'm content with whatever you do for me. And I'm happy. We make 54 years in marriage.
How much?
54 years in marriage.
54 years?
Yes, I'm still married 54 years.
And yes. you are definitely sure that he is contented and he's happy with you?
Of course. I always have myself neat and tidy and clean, smelling fit and hug me up, So we content.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. So this individual, after 54 years of marriage, 54, she is definitely sure that he is contented and happy. Ladies, tonight is your night. Call in. How do you know your man? Or how do you know your man? Or how do you know your husband or your boyfriend or your lover is contented and happy with you? How do you know that? I want to know, how do you know that? Feel free to call in 238-6716. Voice your opinions. I want to hear from the ladies. How do you know he's happy with you? Tell us. Tell us how you know that. And I know there are many hundreds of thousands of women that are locked on to our show tonight. Caller, good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Saieed, I know you have a program going on, but I just want to make a suggestion.
Go right ahead.
About the COVID and the vaccine. Right?
The COVID and the vaccine? Alright, call in Monday night. Tonight, viewers, is only relationships we're dealing with. We're not dealing with the killing, we're not dealing with the rape, we're not dealing with the COVID, we're not dealing with the vaccine, we're not dealing with nothing that is taking place in Trinidad presently. Because when you get up tomorrow morning, it's still there. It's still there tomorrow morning. But when you get up in the morning, what will make the difference now is when you get up in the morning, you could change the way your relationship was Friday night and make a change Saturday morning. And that will be a big difference for you. Because when you get up, the COVID still there, the rape, the murder, the kidnapping, the housebreaking, the larceny, all that's still there. But when you get up in the morning, you could change the relationship with your friend, with your lover, with your wife, with your husband. That could change. Call a good night.
Thanks, how are you?
Go right ahead, my friend. Talk to me.
I listen to your program. Religiously. And the first question you asked tonight was the satisfaction part of the relationship. Now I sit in my gallery right now. Presently, I'm a daughter. I'm my wife inside, and as soon as I hear the satisfaction part of it, I listen to how to change the channel. No. I feel we could dedicate more time to more pressing issues in the country rather than, I mean, I can remember the first time with my wife. I think about that. But I find the first question was a bit...
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. When you get up tomorrow morning, COVID still there?
If what?
COVID situation still in Trinidad?
Well, of course, yeah.
Nice. When you get up in the morning, and the rape and the killing and the kidnapping and the larceny is still around us?
Yes.
Good. So if you have the opportunity now to get a little advice, that when you get up in the morning, you think about something you hear on our relationship segment, and you decide to practice it Saturday morning with your wife, you think it will make a difference?
No.
How it would make a difference?
I just say, my thing is this.
No, you tell me how it wouldn't make a difference.
The first question I asked was the satisfaction part of it, and satisfaction. Everybody knows between big and woman what is satisfaction.
You see, that is the point. That is why I related to you and to the ladies. How do you know your men are satisfied with you? We didn't say satisfaction. We said satisfied. I am asking the ladies, how do you know that your husband or your boyfriend is satisfied? How do you know that?
Like a serious kind of question.
Why you think we call it relationship segment on a Friday night?
I had to tell you that because my channel changed. I had to sit in my gallery and listen to you. I'm telling you,
Thank you, my friend. You see, many people wouldn't understand. Many males wouldn't understand if their husband or their wife satisfied or if they're contented. Baby, are you contented with me? Are you satisfied with me? What can I change to make you more happy? You see, people don't know this. Because the male always quarreling or finding some problem. The female always saying, I don't know why you don't go out. I don't know why you don't go down the road. You're always home. Are you satisfied? That is why I asked the question. Females, are you contented and satisfied with your husband? Satisfied don't have to mean sex. Because we in Trinidad, we have a memory that every time you hear word satisfaction, boy, we're thinking about sex. You satisfied, ladies, are you satisfied that your man is coming home after work straight to you? That is something. Men, are you satisfied that the woman cooking good food for you? That is something. Call a good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
My dear, how do you know that your husband is satisfied and contented with you? How do you know that?
try the way how he just treat me and help me sweep out, he just help us housework, he just help us chicken to cut up, he just cut it aside, and he just several, and there's no he's satisfied.
So this now would confirm to you that he is satisfied with you.
Yes, I just see the impression I feel, Saeed.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes.
So you see, the gentleman before that, he didn't understand. He did not understand. Because what he said, as soon as the wife hears satisfaction, she turned the channel, she and all didn't understand what was going on. So when you see things like this, and you hear you get up in the morning now, and you hear a big chopping and a big quarrel, and gunplay between husband and wife, they may know. They don't know. Because he ain't know if he's satisfied with the woman, and the woman ain't know if she's satisfied with the husband. Does it have anyone to tell them and counsel them? That is why we decided. That is why I decided to bring up this Friday night Real Talk relationship segment. Because what are we dealing with? We are dealing with marriage, husband and wife. We are dealing with teenagers courting. That is what we're dealing with. And plenty people in society today, plenty human beings, male and female, don't know if they're contented, or if they're happy, or if they're just in it for what. They don't know. We as human beings, we don't even know what we want as human beings. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Saeed.
My friend.
Saeed.
Talk to me.
I am the most satisfied man and the most happy husband. Because every time my wife asks me if I'm happy and I'm satisfied, I just have to say yes, because she does be making no roti and she's always have a bill in her hand when she asks me that question.
Don't make joke.
So I don't know what to say. So I just say, girl is the most happy and satisfied human being in this world.
I understand.
Have a good evening, sorry.
Thank you, my friend. You see, a lot of us are in relationships. We are in relationships. But are you satisfied in the relationship? The male don't know how to answer, and the female does know how to answer. Why are you in the relationship? Well, I don't know. You like the boy? Yes. What about the boy you like? Well, I don't know. And it goes vice versa. Call good night. Hello?
Hello, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to the gentleman just now who called just now there. Right, and he was saying he changed the channel from this channel to because he listened to you, right? But I want to tell you, gentlemen, that you, so right now COVID going on, he didn't realize that in plenty homes there's domestic violence and people how to live and whatever it is, right?
Correct.
So with this program and segment, you can still, you know, hear somebody view how the feel, how the, you understand, somebody might learn something from it now.
Exactly.
So not every night according to you saying you think about the crime and this and that.
No.
Because if you tell them not love the crime and then continuing still, and if you tell love the crime might lessen down.
Correct.
You understand? So I just saying that concerning that, but a listening thing and I find when you with the woman now, they ask the woman, but the men must get a chance to answer to it. Must ask the man tonight to after a while find out on the men to what, you understand? The satisfaction of the whole, you understand what I'm saying? You ask the woman the question, ask the man the same question.
That's why the program open, the males or the female could call in.
Yeah. No, but this one, I find this question that you ask is more based on the woman as she.
No, well, last week, I did this very same segment, but I did it for the opposite sex.
Oh, well, I didn't look up on it.
I realized that. That's why I said this night, tonight now, is I want to know from the ladies, how do they know their husband? Because last week, I did a reverse.
Yeah, that is good because as I say, Saeed, you want to hear people's views and then take somebody might hear an idea from a relationship and take a little pattern from there and bring back something good, you understand? So you have a good night anyway.
My friend, thank you so much for voicing your opinion. Now, viewers, let me tell you something. police friend of mine said to us, he said, Saeed, since COVID introduced in Trinidad and Tobago, and we on lockdowns, he said, there are more domestic violence now than before. He said that. The police are dealing with more domestic violence now than before. So this is why I decided to throw that topic last night, on last week Friday, asking the man, how do you know your woman is contented with you? And I switched it this week now. I want to know if the ladies are contented with the men. How do they know that their man are happy with them? Because domestic violence is on the rise since everybody's home. So what the caller said, he made points. What the gentleman before that didn't understand is as he hear the wife hear satisfaction, she turn the channel like if it's something bad. So is she satisfied with him? Or is him satisfied with her? They didn't say anything like that. They didn't say anything. So viewers, 2386716. Ladies, how do you know that your man is satisfied with you? How do you know your man is contented with you? How do you know your man is happy with you? And if the male want to call in, feel free. Feel free. Tonight is that night. Because I will tell you something. Since domestic violence is on the rise, as the officers that are dealing with it, it is serious. You see, men, well, I got to tell you about me. Before I say men, let me tell you about me. My work, they start from 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3:30. And I doesn't reach home sometime until 10, 11 sometime. So during the day and half of the night I out. So when I do go home now, I want my comfort, I want my happiness, I want my hot tea, I want my little roti. And then when I don't eat now, the wifey day. So that is it. But now that everybody's home, there's a bacchanal. Well, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
All right. So, based on the other caller said a little earlier about his wife changing the television or whatever, my little thing on that is I think that you should really put some sort of disclaimer that the show is 15 and over or 18 and over or something like that. Because not this week, I believe that was 2 weeks ago, when you asked a question, the question at that time was, after how long of being with a woman or some kind of thing that you become intimate with her, that is not, to me, I feel like inappropriate for the younger viewing, how you call it, community then. So I kind of agree with him. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have something more related to families and that kind of thing, and I agree with the whole domestic violence being on a rise and that kind of thing like that. But I think if you're targeting it, you should target it from that point of view. You understand? Or even if it's going to be a relationship thing, that it should be a disclaimer saying that you know the show is 16 and over, or 18 and over. So parents,
I would not call her. I understand what you're saying.
Would be able to you know, act appropriately.
I understand what you're saying, but I will not put a disclaimer on it. You know why? There is no sex education being taught in school. None. And we have parents who refuse to sit down and talk to their son or their daughter. Refuse to. And when their daughter come home, 15 years old, 16-year-old pregnant, the mother and father want to kill the daughter. They did not sit down and talk to the daughter, you know. No sex education in school, you know, but they want to kill the daughter when the daughter come home. This is the only relationship show in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is live on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. Let me tell you something. What I am doing here is I am educating the entire female and male population in Trinidad and Tobago. It doesn't matter what age you are. You know why? Because I am not discriminating anyone. I am not talking no vulgar talk. I am on television. I have to know what to say. Otherwise, Matt would have been on our throat long time. Because they understand what I am teaching. They understand what I am saying. And I am not doing it in any vulgar way. Because believe me, if Matt had to come down on me for this Friday night show, they would have done that a long time ago. So I understand what you all saying. But is any one of you taking the time to sit down and talk to your little ones? Anybody? See? Caller, good night.
Good night, good night.
Go right ahead.
Right, so my 7-year-old daughter now asking me what is sex. So I don't know, I don't know what to tell her. If you could probably elaborate on that, please. Thank you very much. And,
now, if your daughter, Stan, if your daughter asks you that, right? Let her go to the mother. And let the mother sit down and talk to her.
The mother didn't talk about that. The child is 7 years. Yeah, I mean, she hearing it on your show.
Well, right, because we're educating them.
At the age of 6 or 7 years, sir.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. In India, if you don't know, as little as 7 and 8 years old, married in India. If you don't know. If you don't know that, 7 and 8 year old, married in India. Why you think a couple years back, the Hindu organization, the Christian organization, the Muslim organization, we had a rule in Trinidad and Tobago. We had a meeting where these organizations would come together, right? And it did pass. You cannot have sex or marry a girl under 18. If a child at the age of 16 is having sex, that 16-year-old child have to give consent to that guy. Otherwise, 16 to 18, you will be charged for rape. But I didn't know that. So that is why the religious organization came together right here in Trinidad. And they had a meeting where they passed it that you cannot marry until you're over 18. For those of you who did not know that, tonight you know that. You see, this is the reason why we have the show, to educate you all. To educate you all. Because as I said before, we have a caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I did. The same guy called just over there earlier. I was telling you about the relationship and the program, right? These men that call and I feel they're spoiling the program.
Exactly.
Because let me tell you, right? Let me give you one example. I was 16 years. My mother and father tell me nothing about sex and them kind of business and thing, right?
You see?
I get a girl pregnant in going to school at 17. When I tell them 17, I tell you school and start. Right? So you tell me nothing, I don't know nothing. Right? And I go on the road and I hear this and I hear that from this one and that one and I try them kind of thing. This program is to educate you.
Thank you.
Young or old.
Yep.
Educate you how to go about a relationship, how to cope with relationship and problems. This is what you bring this to world. So these men are calling to spoil the show. Please tell them, if they call it to say, don't call.
No, but caller, you see, what you see, it have many of them tell themselves, well, you know what? We go throw something at Saeed. Saeed go can't answer that. But what they don't realize is I am an educated fella.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Nice, yes.
I am an educated fella. If my 7-year-old daughter asks me about sex, honey, I am your daddy. Mother, come sit with your daughter and explain certain things to her. She will be educated. So what you want now, that 7-year-old now, the mother is teaching because she's shame. The father don't want to talk about sex, but when she go outside now, and she started to talk about it now, and she come back and she educate you all in the house who refuse to talk about it, you want to beat the child. Call her good night.
Hello, good night, Said.
My friend, go right ahead.
You talk about the children getting married at 7, 8 years, but the married children younger than that, and when they reach the child stays by the parents,
yes.
And when they reach a certain age,
they leave the house.
Allow them to go together.
Correct.
It's not they're just married and they go and they live. So you have to be on a certain age that they can go together.
Well said. Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, you all understand. You all understand why we have the relationship show on a Friday night? You all understanding that now? Because there are people who is not educated enough to understand the difference. Call her good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, my dear.
I look at your show every night, right? And I just want to comment on the relationship segment. I personally agree with the guys who just called. I think that, it is not something that, because it's something that you're talking about on an adult thing. It's not something like for children or anything. I mean, I have my daughter here. She's an adult now, but when she was younger, I did my best. I educated her on the topic, and she's not even 18 years, and she's pregnant right now. So there's only so much like parents can do. I mean, you can educate your children how much you want. They still outside and they do their own thing. So I don't think that it has so much pressing issues in the country right now.
Let me ask you a question. Paula, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you know your husband is satisfied and contented with you?
That is besides the point right now.
That is our point tonight.
No, I am commenting on your topic. I just find that it is very unpleasant. You sit down with your family in front of the television, and when this comes on a Friday
night. What you see, the thing is, Caller, every Friday night.
What you're encouraging?
Every Friday night, Trinidad and Tobago and the world knows that Real Talk with Saieed Ali does have a relationship show on Friday night educating the uneducated about relationship. Now you just said daughter under 18 and pregnant. She just said that. Now on television you go tell me that you educate your daughter. How did you educate your daughter? Did you pay for schooling? Did you ever sit down and tell her about sex? She never said that. Or she said, well, I educate my daughter. How did you educate your daughter? How did you educate your daughter? Because we do not have sex education in school. We don't. So that is why you're finding 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, and not pregnant. Because if a mother sit down and talk to her daughter at the age of puberty, that is when you now start to see a period. How many mothers sit down in Trinidad and explain what is a period to their daughter? How many mothers sit down in Trinidad and explain what is sex to their daughter? How many mothers or fathers sit down and talk to their children? Son, you're going to school. If you get a girl pregnant, it will slow down your life. How is it going to slow? Daddy, how this thing going to slow down my life? Son, when you have a car, you have expense, And you like nice wheels? Yes, it costs money. And every 30 days you have to change oil? Yes, it costs money. And you want to paint up the kind of nice color? Yes, it costs money. Who is going to support this car? Me as the father or you as the son that need it? Daddy, well, I have the car. Good son, you have to maintain it. Now listen this. When the boy 16 and the girl 16, what are they going to do? Who's supporting who? So this is why this show is about education. It's not about pulling down. I educated my daughter. Saieed, I educated my daughter and she's under 18 and she's pregnant. Well done. Well done. That is what I have to say. Well done. Did you sit down and talk to her about sex? Did you sit down and talk to her about getting pregnant? Child, if you get pregnant, it will slow down your education for 2 years or 3 years. You will have to sit down home. What about the boy? What would his parents say? Would they put him out of the house? If he come out of the house, where he going? He coming into your house? He coming with us? When you reach 16 years and you're pregnant, how are you going to manage this child? Are you going to get a job? You know, me and your father not working. How is that going to deal? How is that going to happen? I try to educate people in Trinidad here. If all they only know what's taking place in India, all they hold all their head and ball with little children. All they hold all their head and ball. Is there any sex education in school? No. Is there any sex education any part of Trinidad? No. Am I being vulgar on television? No. Am I educating young, middle class and old in Trinidad on Real Talk with Saieed Ali, especially on a Friday night with relationship segment? Yes. You know what I like about it, Nav? You know what I like about the discussion with the female? She was not afraid to say she daughter is 16 and pregnant. So look at this now. Trinidad and Tobago, look at this. Who is the father of that 16-year-old child? You're under 18. Ma'am, you have no idea. You have no idea of the charges. That is what you didn't know. But they want to call now. They want to call Saieed now to bash Saieed. 16 years old daughter and pregnant in the house with the mother. And the mother find it so nice to call into Real Talk and say she daughter is 16 years. And she pregnant. And then they want to bash me? Then they want to bash me? Boy, I'll wheel and come again. Call a good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Saieed, you're doing a nice job. Because it has parents out here seeing about the daughter without a mother. You understand? And what you the village say that her 17-year-old daughter is pregnant. You understand? And she has been talking to the child. You understand? So if she has 5 daughters or 6 daughters, well then she is supposed to be satisfied with one of them because one of them could come pregnant.
There is 6 of them 16 years pregnant in the house.
And another thing, it will start from 12. And then another thing, these people out here taking the program in a different tracker.
Exactly.
Satisfy is not to mean like sexing anyway. Because 2 people, 75 years and 80 years. Understand? What sexual relation they should have. And they continue the program. You understand what I say?
Yes.
So these people have a different view. What they should concentrate on, that what they're not teaching the child, you open that window. Whether single parent or 2 parents. You understand? Thank you very much. I want to talk about that.
Thank you, my friend. You see, that's what I say. That is what I say. So let's say now, you have your wife. For the men and them, you see, this is a very simple little thing, you know. That's what I say just now. From the time you hear satisfaction, you're feeling sex. That is why I break it down from satisfaction to satisfied. Are you satisfied with $1,100 you're getting every week from your husband? Are you satisfied that every Friday you're going out? Are you satisfied that he's buying $1,000 shoes for you? You see how different the categories spin up? Or let's see Trinidad and Tobago. That is to tell you all how educated we are on sex education. It's not in school, it's not in our institute. You are getting it free on television and still you don't appreciate it. Call good night.
Good night.
My dear.
I'm calling to tell you. I get married at a young age, right? And my days in school.
How old did you get married?
I was 16 years when I get married. I'm still married with my husband. Right? And then nowadays they didn't have those kind of things in school. And our parents never really sit down as our mother. Never sit down with us and teach us or anything, right? When we come to be a young lady and we go to our parents, I had to go to my grandparents. So my grandparents would talk to me. But hear what they used to tell you in those days. You know you're a young lady now and you don't have to make boys touch you and don't let it, hold your hand because they're pregnant and these sort of things. So I still want to know, you're keeping away far from boys. Because when I come in to getting to know my husband, and I come and when I come in to get into my husband write my parents a letter asking him in marriage, right? It head off, I am so and so asking for your daughter in hand. I fall in love with her and I would like to get married and what's that. So they consent and he read the letter for them because his parents they couldn't read.
Yes.
Right? And he read it and explained that. So they accept it. And Saieed Ali, I have no regrets. Because I get pregnant when I was 16 and I married when I was 16 years. Right? And I have 4 children. And all of them married now.
Okay.
Right? And I am happy and he is happy.
Now, my dear, if
my parents and Dongado didn't have those things. You have to learn for yourself.
That is what I was going to ask you.
But no. The world gets so modernized.
Yes.
No matter how you talk to your children, they will still find a way to go behind your back and meet boys and talk with boys. But when I had my children, Saieed, I am lying to tell you, when my daughter started to go out, the father watched her. He said, "I'll tell you something. If you know you're going out the road and meeting any young boy, you will bring them home and I will tell you if they're good for you or not."
I understand. He acted a father role.
Yes. Right? So anything they ask me, I just say, see all your father. Your father is to sit down and talk to them. And he put his card on the table for them. You see my daughter, you like my daughter. And he came home in my house for 8 years. He never disrespect my home, never disrespect. And he married to her after 8 years. They have a big child together, they have a grandchild together.
Nice. They're comfortable and they're happy.
Now,
moms, based on your experience from your 16 to the 16 that they have now, what would you say?
I hear you.
16 years old long ago. To 16 years old in the present now. Can you tell us the difference?
Oh God, it's a far different now with children, I know. It's a far different. Because I have 2 boys, 2 girls, and I'm married every one of them. It's only I and my husband now living in our home by ourselves, and we're happy, and they're happy.
Nice.
Right? Once you marry the children, if they're happy, they concern.
I do want to thank you for sharing your views with us, my dear.
Yes, okay then. Thank you very much, sir.
So you see, viewers, you see how people looking at things different? But when you tell yourself, you could throw a question at Saieed, and Saieed don't know how to answer it, Let me tell you something. Come again. Come again. You see, if we could prevent a 15 years old, a 16 years old, and a 17 years old from getting pregnant, let me tell you something. That child would advance more in life. Because when you get pregnant at 16, believe me, your whole life slow down for about 10 years, you know. About 10 years it slow down. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Sorry.
Hello?
Yes, good night.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Saieed, if I was in a position to give you the highest award in this country, tonight I would have given you that. You understand?
I understand.
The people of Trinidad should be commending you for hosting a show of this nature. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, let me tell you something now. Trinidad and Tobago, the people is so mixed up. It's so mixed up. So to the young lady who called and say, you educate your daughter and your daughter is 16 years or under 18 and pregnant, I am not condemning you. I am not going to condemn you. I am not. I won't do that. I commended you. I will commend you for standing up and saying that your daughter is 16 and she is pregnant. Now, what I want you to do is sit down and talk with your daughter. Talk with your daughter. Or maybe you probably never had anyone to sit and talk with you. Right? I'm not judging, I'm just saying. But what I want you to do is sit down and talk to your daughter who is under the age of 18 and is pregnant. Sit down and talk with her. What is her intention? That is what you need to talk to your daughter about. What is your intention getting pregnant with this baby at this early age? Did you finish school? What about your schooling? What about further in your schooling? What about the taking care of the baby? Who's going to take care of the baby? Are you going to take care of the baby? What about the father? Is the father going to support you in this? Would you all be living together? Or the father staying in his house and you being my daughter staying in my house? Do you have intentions of getting up 6, 7, 8 times for the night to feed a newborn? Now is the time to sit down and talk with that child of yours. I am not going to condemn you. There are many like you outside. Many. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Just one point to make on your program. To the viewers and thing, the mark that was right, and this relationship program going on for a while now, right?
Yes.
Right. So everybody who viewing your program
every Friday, yes,
supposed to know that on a Friday's relationship night, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, it's as simple as this. If you don't like what they hear on a Friday, do not tune into Real Talk.
Simple.
That is all. If you have other stations, you can just watch another station.
But the thing is, now Paul, I do thank you for saying that. But the good thing about it is that we're not being biased with anybody. We're educating everybody. And that is what we're doing. I didn't condemn her because her underage daughter is pregnant. No, I would not condemn her. I would not. But now is the time to sit and talk with her. Talk with her. Now, my thing is that if you was talking to her before she got pregnant, she may not have ended up in that situation. Because firstly, you would think that you're under 18, your schooling is important. Without a proper education, you can't get a proper job. Without a proper job, you can't get a proper loan. Without a proper loan, you can't get a proper house. Without a proper house, where you going to end up? How long would you be in mommy and daddy house? Now, hey, watch me now. Let her come good when I'll come to jam Saeed, you know. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
We have internet. Most of the home have internet. And the children, they're in a room by themselves. And when you make a noise, they say, don't make noise, she doing lesson, she doing she lesson. When you sneak up and you watch behind, you know what they're watching? They're watching the lake and the river and the bank and pond. You have to teach them do it overhand, them don't know what's going on. And when the radiator start overheat, they have to get somebody to throw water on it. That's how they get pregnant.
Thank you, my friend. And when, after it overheat now, and they're going up in problems? So that's what I say just now. If Matt had to come down on this show, the Media Association in Trinidad and Tobago, if they had to come down on this show, they would have done that already. No sex education in school, no relationship program going on television. But when Saieed decided to educate the public, we have callers calling in now and condemning the show. You ain't sitting down to talk to your wife, babes, well, you know, I'm happy and I'm contented with you. You ain't doing that. You ain't teaching your children. But you're calling to condemn Saieed. You're calling to condemn Saieed. Huh? When a 15-year-old boy get a 14-year-old pregnant, who you condemning? You want to condemn the whole world. But you ain't see the wrong they do. That is what I say. That is what I say. And I will always continue saying this. Real talk. Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. Let me tell you something. From Monday to Friday, we educating the public. We educating the public on our relationship segment, on our current affairs show from Monday to Friday. We educating people. So viewers, on Monday, Monday will be Indian Arrival Day. Sunday will be Indian Arrival Day in Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to wish Trinidad and Tobago a happy Indian Arrival Day. To Trinidad and Tobago, from Real Talk Studios, happy Indian Arrival Day. Now, we have a law of the land that there's a COVID, a public health regulation amendment that is effective in Trinidad and Tobago. Not too much of gathering in your household because the officers will pay you a visit if somebody make a phone call. So you're celebrating your Indian Arrival Day. Be safe. Don't drink too much to cause any bacchanal because you know the court system is a pretty go slow. A pretty go slow. So Trinidad and Tobago and around the world, it was my pleasure. I am Saieed. This is Real Talk with Saieed Ali. And this Friday night is our Real Talk relationship segment. You know that? Now, if you know what I'm feeling happy in my spirit. You know why? 2 persons were educated tonight. A husband and wife. And now they had to find a way now to talk to their 7-year-old daughter. Because when you tell yourself, Trinidad and Tobago, that your children ain't talking vague talk in school, think again, eh? They may just go into school to say 1 and 1 is 2. They may doing that. School changed from donkey years to now. So my friend who called in and said that your 7-year-old daughter asking, what is sex? Ask her what kind of topic you hear children talking about in school. My fellow citizens, educate your children in all aspects of life so they would know they would know the difference. It's not a benefit for me. I am educated. I have 2 sons. I will educate them. I will show them how to make money. I will show them how to run business. I will tell them, get your education. I will also teach them about sex education in school. It's 2 boys I have. And I want them to walk in my footsteps, properly well educated, to also teach others. And to the viewers who are accustomed looking on to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, I do thank you all for the support that you have been given to this show on a Friday night. I do thank you heartily, because you would understand the importance of our show on a Friday night. So as the clock ticking, viewers, before we get cut off, happy Indian Arrival Day. Sunday is the holiday. Who knows, we might get it on a Monday. Be safe. COVID-19 public health regulation is in effect. So until we meet again, ala kabara abaunte lazi illa abaunte rakaba'ula zamaturki ba'ali. If Eve was educated, Adam would have never ended up in that situation. Until we meet again, good night.